Hello again. Today what we're going to be talking about is the distributive property again, but this time with composite figures. Composite figures is a huge word for a simple thing, which means there's one big object that can be divided into two separate objects, two separate shapes. So we have this big object that it gives you 4 different measurements. And to find area, you can only use 2. And with these 4, it's hard for them to figure it out how to do area. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to divide our figure into 2 figures. So the first thing you're going to do is look at your figure. This is the figure that they give us, and they want us to take this figure and divide it into 2 figures. So really what we're going to do is divide it into 2 rectangles, which will look something like this. Just like this. So now you have 2 rectangles. You have a long rectangle on the top and a shorter one right underneath it, but they're connected by that green line to make the big figure. So now what we have to do is figure out what our measurements are for each side. And you have to use the measurements that they already give you. So for our bigger rectangle, the way we're going to figure it out is, well, this one has a length of 10 right here. And it shows you right here that both of those sides are 2 feet. So if we take this little 2-foot side and this 10-foot side and we add them together, that makes 12. So it's telling us that our top line is going to be 12 feet. And then it's easy because this one right here, it already tells you is 2. So you have 10 and 2. But we still have 4 over here, which is kind of confusing, but not really, because this line right here makes up half of this line, which is 2. So you do 4 minus 2, and that gives you that this part right here is also 2. This is what your figures are going to look like whenever you get them separated. You'll have your top figure A, which would be, has a length of 12 and it has a width of 2 feet. And then your B is going to have a width of 2 feet also and a length of 10. And the next step that we have to do is we have to find our area. And we know the area is length times width, don't forget. So to find length times width, we're going to take our figures just like this, and we know that our length on figure A is 12 and our width on figure A is 2. So to do area equals length times width, that means that our area would be 12 times 2. That's our formula for area for figure B. And it's going to be the same for that's for figure A. For figure B, what we're going to do is we're going to use our 10 feet and our 2 feet. Remember, we do length times width, which would mean that figure B is going to be 10 times 2 for our formula for area. Now, it's not as hard as it looks. You just have to really think about it. Once you figure out how what your formulas are going to be, then you just put it into play. To find our area of our figures, you're going to take your formula from figure A plus your formula from figure B. So we're going to do 12 times 2 plus 10 times 2. So we know that 12 times 2 is 24. So we'll put it in the blank. And 10 times 2 is 20. And then we add 24 plus 20, which equals 44. So therefore, for our large figure that we started with, our area is 44 square feet. That's all.